Good morning. I am 5 minutes earlier today. As always, if you're watching in recording, you're welcome to fast forward or stay with us through our hellos. I am going to check the sound now. As always, the sound seems okay. Good morning, Zazu. All right, it is time for us to start. The modern neuroscience has discovered that we are actually hardwired for empathy. We literally have brain circuits focused on feeling with others. James Doty, a professor of neurosurgery at Stanford University, says this: "It's a genetic imperative for us to care. It's essential for the survival and flourishing of our species." How about that? It's a genetic imperative for us to care. It's essential to the survival and flourishing of our species. But the neural circuits related to empathy are not always activated, especially when we're feeling anxious or stressed. And at other times, we may feel so much empathy for another's pain that we actually lose our own sense of equilibrium. In 2004, neuroscientist Tanya Singer and her colleagues published an important paper showing that pain-sensitive regions in the brain get activated when we empathize with someone else's pain. In other words, when we say, "I feel your pain," we are voicing the literal truth. But this is not always a good thing. Singer now calls empathy a precursor to compassion, but notes that too much of it can have negative consequences. She says, "When I empathize with the suffering of others, I feel the pain of others. I am suffering myself. This can become so intense that it produces empathic distress in me, and in the long run could lead to burnout and withdrawal. In contrast, if we feel compassion for someone else's suffering, we do not necessarily feel their pain, but we feel concern, a feeling of love and warmth, and we can develop a strong motivation to help the other." Interestingly, even the neural networks underlying empathy and compassion are actually different. The former, the empathy one, increases painful emotions, while the compassion neural network is associated with positive feelings. And compassion is not just a feeling, it's a skill that can be learned and applied in our lives in surprising ways. While we typically think of this skill as benefiting others, compassion can also be thought of as an attitude toward living, one that fosters self-care. When we act compassionately, our vagal tone, this neural connection between the brain, heart, and other organs, increases. This, in turn, leads to the release of oxytocin, the feel-good neuropeptide that calms the sympathetic nervous system, in other words, the fight or flight response. As a result, our heart rates and blood pressure drops, inflammation reduces, our immune system is strengthened, we are less prone to stress, and we may even live longer. Researchers have actually proven that strong social relationships predict a 50% increased chance of longevity. 50%. What's more, the greatest advantage comes not from receiving love, but from offering it to others. Wow. But until we can relate to our own pain with kindness and acceptance, we are more likely to defend ourselves against the pain of others. This self-defense may mean we shut down when we perceive others are in need, acting out of a self-protective impulse to numb ourselves to any pain at all. Or maybe we do engage with the pain of others, but inclined to offer support out of a desire to receive validation, praise, or love, so that our own pain gets soothed. If we turn away from our own pain, we may find ourselves projecting this aversion onto others, seeing them as somehow inadequate for being in a troubled situation. And paradoxically, when we truly allow ourselves to feel our own pain, over time it comes to seem less personal. We start to recognize that what we perceive as our pain is at a deeper level just the pain inherent in all human existence. In fact, it is awareness of both our shared pain and our longing for happiness that links us to other people and helps us to turn toward them with compassion. So, in our practice today, let's explore our default response in a situation when somebody is suffering. Is it compassionate or is it emotionally removed? As always, take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment, right here, right now. Let your breath be natural. Find some spaciousness in your breath so that all the experiences of the present moment can flow through you as energy without struggle. Now bring to mind a friend who is currently suffering. Their suffering can be mental or physical in nature. Reflect for a few moments on all the aspects of their suffering. Imagine that they are sharing the story of their suffering with you. As you do this, notice what is your immediate response. Is it emotionally involved or emotionally removed? Be open and honest in this exploration. Remember, the more you know yourself, the better you can adjust your responses should you choose to do so. Are you saying to them, "Oh, you poor thing, it really sucks to be you right now," but at the same time you're thinking to yourself, "How did they even get into this? This kind of thing would never happen to me." If that's the case, what you're doing is pity or maybe sympathy. Pity is just a statement of sorrow for this person. Empathy is a bit of a deeper, more personally involved concern. Either way, you're not willing to admit that this kind of suffering can happen to you, and you're not ready to hold space for their suffering. Often, in this case, your response includes searching for a quick fix to the person's suffering so that you don't have to feel the discomfort of it. Or maybe your friend is sharing their suffering with you and you immediately fall into feeling their pain so acutely as if it's you and not your friend is in this situation right now. This is affective empathy. If this is the case, ask yourself, how useful is it for you to, how useful is it for your friend? How does your emotional overwhelm help them right now? And finally, maybe your response is that of true compassion, which means you employing cognitive empathy. I understand your suffering. I can resonate with it because I can experience the same at some point. But I'm not going to feel it right now, so that I can hold space for your suffering, so that I can be with you as you go through it. Whatever you discovered in this exploration, own it. It's okay. Remember, first we need to know what's happening in ourselves so that we can respond skillfully in any situation. So if you discovered that you're emotionally removed, or you are trying to get validation for feeling the pain of another person, for trying to fix them, it's okay. It is what it is. We all feel the same, we all do the same at some moments. It's universally human. And if you discovered that your response is of that of true compassion, great. Again, we all experience that at different moments. So to conclude this practice, let's send loving kindness both to your friend first and then to you. So hold this person in your mind and repeat after me. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and mind. May you be happy, healthy, and free. May you feel protected, cared for, at ease. May you find deep, natural peace. And now let's send loving kindness to you. Repeat after me. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I be happy, healthy, and free. May I feel protected, cared for, at ease. May I find deep, natural peace. And as you gently let go of your practice now, as always, scan your body. Notice what's going on for you right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you, really? As you go through your day today, continue noticing your immediate response to suffering. Is there some withdrawal or engagement on your part? If you are engaging, what is it? Pity, empathy, compassion. Enjoy your discoveries. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow.